Patrice had been the butt of jokes since middle school. Fatty Patty, they'd call her, snorting over their cafeteria trays, pinching their noses as she walked by. Some even mooed like cows. Even in adulthood, the whispers followed. No matter how kind she was, no one saw past her size. Over the years, Patrice tried everything: cabbage soup diets, juice cleanses, boot camps. Nothing stuck. Each failed attempt, she lost hope. Eventually, she gave up trying to be seen. Instead, she sat quietly in her dim apartment, a burger in her hand, the TV remote in the other, watching reruns of My 600-Pound Life. So when the class reunion invite arrived, Patrice laughed bitterly. "Come relive your glory days," it read. What glory? But she wasn't the same girl anymore. This time, she'd show them. Patrice took the flyer down to a small house behind a boarded-up pawn shop down the alleyway. The one her neighbor claimed was run by a real witch. The bell jingled when she entered. Behind the counter sat an ancient woman with milky eyes and cracked black lips. "What can I do for you, sweetheart?" she rasped. Patrice hesitated. I need help getting ready for a school reunion." "Do you want to be beautiful, dear?" the witch asked. The witch leaned closer. "I can give you beauty that'll make them weep, but only for 48 hours. Then, you must return to who you were. Do you accept?" Patrice didn't care. She signed the contract with a drop of blood. The transformation was instant. When Patrice looked in the mirror that night, something was different. She gasped. She leaned in slowly, taking herself in. Skin smooth and radiant, curves sculpted like a work of art. Hair long, skin supple and glowing. She blinked. "I'm that girl," she whispered. No, she was more than that. She was stunning. The kind of beauty that's unforgettable. The high school reunion was held in a grand hall, decked in fairy lights and nostalgia. When Patrice entered, conversations stopped mid-sentence. People gasped. Whispers. Beverly, the former cheer captain, turned pale. "Patrice? You look so different. You must have lost a ton of weight." Patrice smiled slowly. "I see you found it." She laughed and walked away, leaving Beverly stunned and red-faced. "Do I know you?" one of the guys asked, squinting. Patrice tilted her head. "You used to throw pudding at me in 7th grade, she said, as she sipped her champagne. He paled. "Patrice?" She didn't wait for his apology. Then came Steve. "Patrice," he said, eyes widening. "You look amazing." "Steve, right?" she replied, her tone cool, controlled. He still had it, tall, dark, handsome, her old crush in a tux, looking like a memory come to life. "I'll see you around," she said with a sly smile, before turning and walking away. He just stood there, staring after her, spellbound. As hours passed, there was nothing but admiration and envy from others. She danced, she laughed, and for the first time, she tasted power. No one laughed now. "Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce your reunion king and queen." A hush fell over the room. "Steve and Patrice," cheers erupted. Moo Beverly and her clique started making cow sounds. But surprisingly, Patrice ignored it. She knew the jealousy was killing them. Patrice blinked, stunned. People had voted for her. Steve took her hand gently. "Congratulations, Patrice," he said nervously. She didn't even register the slip. The moment was too sweet, too big, too perfect. The crown was placed on her head. People were cheering Patrice, Patrice. Champagne flowed, but as the applause swelled, something shifted. A flicker of unease danced on her mind. Her reflection in the champagne glass didn't look quite right, her smile a little too sharp, her eyes a little too dark, and far in the distance, she swore she heard someone whisper her name. "Patrice?" She looked around, dumbfounded. Her reflection began to twitch, glitch like a video game. Her bones ached, her smile froze. When she opened her mouth to speak, another voice spoke back. Midnight struck. It started with her skin. Once tight and glowing, it began to sag. Her gown tore at the seams as her body twisted violently, Muscle turned to mass, silk turned to shreds. But it didn't stop there. Her eyes turned black. Her mouth widened unnaturally, as if trying to scream from the inside. And when the lights flickered, she was back to her old self, but worse, distorted, unrecognizable. The ballroom erupted in gasps, then shrieks. Phones rose like weapons, cameras flashed. The beauty spell hadn't just worn off, it had reversed. The witch had warned her. Return to who you were, or suffer becoming something worse. But Patrice had stayed too long. Enjoyed the power too much. She forgot the price. Claudia, one of Beverly's minions, shouted from the back, "I knew it! She was under a spell!" A blonde in a tight white dress snorted, "Oh, I thought she was just on Ozempic." Laughter. Cruel. Eager. Steve took a step back, eyes wide with disgust. He shook his head, his voice barely a whisper. "Fatty Patty." "Fatty Patty," Beverly echoed throughout the crowd. And then it started again. The cow sounds. The howling laughter. The flash of phones as they recorded. Pictures. Posts. Hashtags. Patrice stumbled back. Once again she was the joke. Only now it was global. She just knew it'll be all on TikTok and Facebook.
You'll regret this. You'll all regret it.
Her heart pounded as rage boiled beneath the humiliation. Stormed through the double doors, not home, not to hide, but to find the witch, the one who gave her the spell, and the one who, she now believed, had ruined her life. The wind howled through the trees as Patrice stormed through the woods. Her torn gown dragged behind her like a ghost. She was fueled by humiliation, rage, and something deeper, desperation. She reached the clearing. The old cabin stood crooked beneath the stormlight. Patrice didn't knock. She kicked the door open. Patrice saw a middle-aged lady standing there, looking at her in disgust. "You want to end up looking like me? Get out. This witch is a scam." She screamed. The lady took off. The witch was already inside, seated by the fire, stirring something thick in a copper cauldron. Her eyes didn't rise. "You were warned," the witch said calmly, as if discussing the weather. "You stayed too long in a body that was never yours. Beauty borrowed must always be returned." But Patrice stepped closer, eyes wild. "No," she hissed. "Not this time. I won't go back. I won't be laughed at. I want the spell again, and I want it forever." The witch finally looked up. "Forever is not free." Patrice leaned in, her voice low and threatening. "Then tell me the price. I'll pay it." A long silence. The witch smirked. "Very well," she said. "This time, the beauty will be yours. Forever. But you must give me something in return." Patrice stared. "Your reflection." She blinked. "What?" "Your reflection. Your ability to see yourself. No mirrors, no photos, no glimpses in water or glass. You will be adored by the world. But you will never see what they see. You'll never know if it's still there." Patrice hesitated. To be worshipped, yet never witness it herself? But she remembered the laughter, the names, the look in Steve's eyes. She nodded. "Fine. I'll take it, just make me beautiful. Forever." The witch stood up. "As you wish." There was no ceremony this time. No ingredients. No chanting. Patricia felt a little nervous, but she still didn't care. At the next event, Patrice entered the ballroom stairs in a custom gown, hair flowing, skin radiant, bodies turned, mouths dropped. Even Beverly stepped aside. Steve didn't say a word. He just stared like everyone else. She was adored, worshipped, untouchable, but in every polished surface, every mirror, she was gone. No reflection, no proof. And sometimes, when the lights dimmed, she swore she could feel something watching her. In a low whisper, she heard, "Forever is never free."